I'm making a video, response video to dospook. So we'll try this art style thing, see if that's gonna work. I seem to be taller than the image, but we'll see. Yeah, it's close enough, right? So what if it was all crooked? Yeah, like you can't figure that out. Yeah, I'll have to do. So I'm going to paint while I say things to the camera. And the lighting is just horrible, which is cool. I sort of like that. And so I'm working on this painting, but what I plan on doing, if dospook keeps doing his painting, I'll paint his painting, except like the dark side version. I'll use a black canvas and paint the same painting, or something like it. Yeah, my interpretation of his interpretation of his interpretation. Something like that, probably. So anyway, this is just something I was working on, haven't worked on. I wanted it to be different. It just doesn't look different. Looks samey to me. Looks like the same old crap. Sorry, I have this cough thing still. Oh, that light's a little better. Anyway, and I paint right-handed, so even though I'm left-handed, otherwise, stupid things like that. Anyway, so this isn't going to help you any, this arm thing, but it doesn't matter. I'm probably not even in the camera, but that doesn't matter either. I could probably work these details out. So yeah, we'll do some minor philosophy thing. So I do use no decent colors, just some variety of blue, red, green, yellow kind of thing, and just hope for the best. And some of it's poster paint, some of it's acrylic paint. Who knows? But it doesn't matter. So what was dospook's thing? So anyway, yeah. So I like dospook, but obviously we have had our differences in the past, and it's I really just can't do the religious thing. It just doesn't. I'd like to be able to say there's some sort of cool alien story to the universe, and there's cool stuff happening, and I've certainly indulged that, in personal fantasy, where you say, okay, I'm going to imagine a better world than the one that exists. So I've certainly done some of that, but yeah, I know what I'm doing. It's just daydreams, and you kind of wish that somehow all this crap you were doing in this shithole mattered. So there's two obvious things I don't like about this painting. First off, my nose is not correct. It's not big enough, I don't think. So I'm going to have to add some crap over here. Add some crap over here, probably. Yeah. Noses are really, they are a bitch. I said, they got this weird, there's this weird point, where the nose needs to, it's got this roundy thing at the end, but it can't look too round, or that doesn't work. Yeah, it's just, they're tricky. So, and then my mouth is wrong too, so I have to see the shadows. This will make it more interesting, I think. Painting in the shadows and then popping the light on. But yeah, this has to go. There's too much poutiness here. This crap over here has to go. And maybe we'll go a little wider. So I do have a big mouth, even though I never thought of myself as having a big mouth. I have a big mouth. And this is a little too dark, no doubt. So I've got to put some squiggles in here. Get rid of some of that crap. But the real thing is the eyes. The eyes are too round. They're too big anyway, so that's like an anime eye or something. So anyway, back to the conversation about this. The fact that it'd be nice if we were living much more interesting, meaningful existences. But that's all. It would be nice, but yeah, that's just not the truth. The reality is just brutally stupid. and yeah, it just sucks. That's the way it works. I really don't like this color, but it might improve when it dries. Yeah, that's what you just hope for. Ah, yeah, well, I'll let the drying fairies take care of it. See, I mean, it's that kind of thing, right? We all do that a little bit, you know, where we kind of just, you hope for things. Because you don't have anything, that's all you got. There's no, you're desperate, so you say, okay, I'll just hope it away. Because what else, what other choice do you have? Yeah, I don't know if yeah, this is, I mean, squaring this off will definitely, I think, help. But I just have to figure out how to get to blend with the rest of what I did. Somehow it's too, it needs some sort of, yeah, black. It needs some black. I don't need it darker, I just need it, yeah, beigeur. Yeah, beigeur. Yeah, throw some of that in here. So anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, religion and such. And so yeah, you know, I can't really indulge in the, well, let's just pretend it's not as horrible as it all really appears to be. I just can't, you know, there's no, I just don't see any point in doing that. It is quite horrible. I mean, we might as well just admit it. Just, you know, especially, like I said, there's a difference between when you're just playing with yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, your fantasies are yours, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you can't, like, have the thought crime argument, right? So technically you can, you know, commit adultery and do all kinds of evil things, you know, in your fantasies. And there's no harm in that. There's no harm in being kind of dependent on a better narrative for yourself, you know, having some story in your head about how, you know, there's the meaning is much bigger than it appears or something, or you're really, you know, you're really an X-Man and you have, you know, superpowers and you're just not using them, you know, because, you know, you don't want to, you know, you don't want to break superpower etiquette or something. So, you know, you're just holding your superpowers in reserve when they're really needed. Or, you know, you can come up with some sort of bullshit like that. Let's bring this little chin bony thing out further here. I need something. I don't really want to make my face too narrow. But I do have kind of a sharp jawliney thing. Jawliney thing? Well, whatever. But yeah, it's always hard to figure out what to do with some of these areas. You know, the ones that are supposed to disappear a little. It's hard to just make them disappear. You know, maybe sometimes it's hard to get that little... Sorry, I don't want to keep bouncing around paintings talk to philosophical talk. I mean, I'll either figure out a way to do this, you know, where it's somewhat coherent and interesting, or I won't. We'll just see how it goes. See how dospook does too. It is hard. So it's a little challenging to do, you know, this more than one thing at once thing. You know, painting and thinking could probably get you in trouble. I mean, it sort of got dospook in a little bit of trouble. You know, you didn't wet the canvas before stretching it, and you know, a little shit like that. And so you'll probably forget things you wanted to do, you know, things you noticed and saw. You said, oh yeah, I want to fix that, and then you can't find what it is you were going to fix. Yeah, I just kind of, you know, it's just this you know, painting's a lot of, for me anyway, yeah, it ends up just being a lot of, yeah, okay, I painted it and I don't like it, so then I'll just repaint it, you know, kind of crap goes on. And it's you know, it's like I said, with this painting, I was kind of wanting to break out of my traditional boring style and try to, you know, I've never been a creative painter. You know, I always just tried to do something that sort of looked like some sort of real thing. And so you know, if I got close by accident, then I'd say, okay, that's a painting, because I'm close. You know, and I'd give up because it's close. But I never really challenged myself to do something, you know, something out of my imagination, you know, more. See, this is, you know, holding this and doing that is not going to work. You know, holding a plate is way too heavy a pallet thingy. I gotta quit doing that because that's just too heavy. Can't be holding something that heavy. Alright, so we'll put a mouth out like there somewhere. Yeah, that'll work better, I think. Try to make some sort of color here that's not too yuck. That's pretty yuck. Ooh, I got like some sort of muddy face disease now. Eek. Yeah, that's horrible. What the hell I did there? I don't like that at all. What I need. Alright, well anyway, so back to this sort of conversation about life. Meaning finding it, retaining it, keeping it. See, what I find is I just can't retain lately anyway, especially much of a give a damn. You know, when I'm working on something, I lose interest incredibly quickly. It's like I don't think I could paint for more than, you know, a half hour at a time or 40 minutes or whatever. So this is 40 minutes of camera, so I figured that'll at least encourage me to try to go at least as long as the memory on the camera will afford me. And we'll see how that goes. That's a little better maybe, but need a little more definition somewhere here, but we'll worry about that when it dries, I guess. Oh, shit. Better clean this. Not much for cleaning brushes either. And, yeah, the paint dries. It's sort of a pain in the ass. Where was I? Yeah, I gotta do this eye thing. Eyes are, well, everything's crooked now. But that's probably probably gives me style points anyway. I probably get style points for being crooked. Definitely need something over here. Man, my hand is jittery as fuck. That's the thing I've noticed. I really am going to hell in terms of my physical aptitude, in terms of being able to do shit. Alright, that might work. Why not red? There. Those two together. You know, it's a little better. I don't know, these little peaky things in the middle here, maybe. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So where was I? I really wasn't anywhere. Okay, moving right along. Yeah, so I'm just so boardable, or not bored. No, that's the wrong word. I really don't want it. No, I'm so distractible. That's what I wanted. You know, that I just can't stay focused on one thing for too long, because then I start thinking about other things, and those things become somehow more interesting for whatever reason. I don't think I want that like there. That's just wrong the way that is. This is too dark here somehow. I'll have to fix this area. That didn't do it. Fix it much. Kind of a bullshit. So yeah, so I mean, but that's, you know, there's this balance between figuring out, you know, the living strategy versus the talking strategy, and you know, I'm still going to argue that I think people need to be more cognizant of the obligation to make a distinction. So I don't know why I get this dark. It shouldn't be dark. I mean, I do have a little bit of a dimple in my chin, but not a fucking landmine dimple. Maybe we'll put some. Maybe we'll do that by putting a little white on this side and that side. Yeah. Some ziggles in there. I like ziggling. Ziggle. Ziggle, 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 ziggle. Ziggle. Ziggle, ziggle, ziggle. I like doing that. I wish you could just paint that way. Yeah, just ziggle my way through. Not have to take it seriously, not have to make it look right. That would be quite excellent for me. Yeah, just slop it together and then just say, I don't care, it sucks, who cares, not my fault. I mean, it would be my fault, but I would just say, I don't care. Alright, let's try to cut these eyes down to size. They're too big. It's too look like anime character or something. I need a dark but not too dark color. And it's got to look a little brown maybe. I don't know. It looks a little red, but who cares? Put that down here. Get rid of some of this black. It's a little too black. Ooh, God. Really have gotten quite hideous looking compared to my prime. That's something's not quite right with that shape. The eye should be bulbous down here and then hook up here. So that's what it needs. Yeah, I really do want to learn how to paint better. I mean, I do want to practice painting. So I could actually maybe do some painting to make money. But I really don't enjoy painting that much, so that's a problem too. I mean, it's better than working, don't get me wrong. But it's not really, you know, I like doing, well, you know, I mean, I like doing programming, I like thinking. Yeah, I like thinking. Thinking's good. I like doing that. It'd be nice to get a job as a thinker. But not likely to happen. Some of this. Ooh, a little too yeller. Too yeller. Too yeller. I don't like yeller much. Yeller's my unfavoritist color. I hate yeller. Yeah, it's probably a little too much now, but it's okay. I'll fix it later. Yeah, I'll fix it later. Yeah, just because, yeah, like that's gonna happen. Well, we'll try to fix it with a light color. So really, the bottom of the liddy thing down here is where the game is. Ooh, too big. So I think that'll work. This side. Ooh. Yeah, that'll probably work. I just have to blend it in better. Yeah, it's not gonna work there, but that's okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. What's next? Top of the eye. Alright, we got this space in here that looks okay-ish. We need this shape here. Isn't quite right. We need more and less over here. Yeah, less of that. Need more water, maybe. No, maybe not. Just need to move it that way. Alright, back to the thing here. What was I saying? So anyway, yeah, so religious kind of notions or spiritual or, you know, yeah, it just isn't going to happen for me anyway. I can't make any of that stuff fit in my brain as sensible. I mean, there's just no... The biological, obvious biological game is so obvious, that you just can't get away from it. You can't get away from seeing yourself as the extension of this rather insidious biological game played. You know, the whole evolution thing. And it is a big thing. I mean, it's not a little thing. It's a big deal. Evolution's a powerful, meaningful mechanism. And it's controlling so much of our, what we are. You know, it's not a little thing in terms of identity. It's a big thing in terms of identity. And you know, you just can't keep playing this game like, you know, it's not the deal. It's the deal. It's where we came from. It's what built us. And the construction is, you know, in its nature, the fundamental part of it is it is just kind of this natural, harsh, you know, game. It's not a elegant thing. It's not graceful or complicated. It's very crude in its basic function. You know, very unyielding to what we would hope to be. You know, instead of being just something that, you know, consumes energy and poops out the waste and, you know, the grotesqueness of the basic function, but it's there. I mean, it's, you know, you can see it in us. You can see it in your reactions day to day, how it's, you know, playing you. I got that one a little bit off. Gotta fix that. Alright. See, I think the eye is in the right place, but the two eyes are crooked. I think that's the problem. So, yeah, I think I can get away with it. I think I can keep the eyes crooked and just get rid of that. Center. And I'll be okay. Well, I don't know if I'll be okay or not. Yeah, I won't be okay. But the painting might survive this. Alright, so we need to mark the eyelids. And so those I need to bring down to kill some of this weight of this eye here. So some kind of white. I'll make that lighter later. Make that lighter later. Yeah, I'll make that lighter later. That's what I'll do. Make it lighter. I mean, I'll make it, I won't make it lighter. I'll make it a color. Well, maybe I'll make it a color now. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So anyway, so yeah, I guess there's no, you know, I haven't seen UFOs. Well, I mean, technically, I suppose I have had experiences where you say, what the fuck was that? But I know there was a, you know, I know there was a mechanical reason for it. And, you know, these experiences usually happen when I was a little bit drunk, you know. And so, you know, you do have to blame, like, oh yeah, my senses are a little bit off too. So that's kind of why I saw it that way. And it didn't really happen that way, but it's the way I saw it because my brain was a bit, you know, out of the game. As, you know, brains go, it wasn't playing with the full deck kind of thing. And you can't, you know, you got to know that that's part of life, is having these experiences that are tainted by some sort of condition that you're in. You know, that you're not really working entirely correctly. And, you know, so your brain tends to do silly things, draw silly conclusions, and you just can't take that stuff too seriously. Well, you can if you want, but that's, I just can't, I can't do that. I can't just deny my understanding of the fact that, you know, we are, you know, these are supposed to, I have more eyebrows than I used to have, so I should be able to put some kind of eyebrows in now. See, I used to have very white eyelashes, well, eyebrow thingies, eyebrow hairs or whatever. But they have gotten darker in the last couple of years. A lot of weird shit starts happening when you get old. Yeah. A lot of weird shit. Don't like it much. Don't think I'd get old if I had a choice. Doesn't seem to make much sense. I don't like it much. Don't see much use in it. So anyway, where was I? I got way too much. You know, contrast is always good. You know, because contrast is, you know, really brings stuff out. But you know, when you got too much of it, then you're in trouble. You know, then things don't look right. You gotta go, oh fuck, that don't look right. So it's not good to have too much contrast. But when you're doing a painting where you want, you know, you want it like I want this one to. I want this to be like a Dorian Gray kind of portrait of myself. I want it to have some little pain in it and some expression and some sort of something. I don't want it to be just me. I want it to be me on, you know, some sort of Martian death juice or something. Time for a brush clean everything. I think that was blue. I don't want black if I have any. Yeah, it looks like black. Black. I really don't know if I should be using black. Black is sort of the cheater's game. You know, these eyes just aren't round enough. Gotta get this roundness in here somewhere. Still way too big on the eyes here. Don't like that much either. But whatever, we'll work on it. Where was I? Yeah, so I'm stuck with this dull perception that, yeah, you just live your life out. It didn't mean anything. It was just kind of a wanky time. Yeah, you know, have a couple of good moments. You know, that's all it comes down to, is a few good moments. And the rest of it's just working on the infrastructure of the good moments. You know, just trying not to feel like shit. Something less than shit. Something a little better than shit. And that's about all you got. I'll have to do this chin thing later. I don't have any chin inspiration at the moment. Let's see, where else can I go here? So, well, yeah, well, so yeah, so I'm stuck with just reality, just a dull, play out your game, you know, and that's all it is. You're playing a game, you're just playing your little set of bullshit cards, you know. I was me, you know, me did this, me did that. Oh, it wasn't me special, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you know. And yeah, that's not very rewarding. It's not, it doesn't make you, it doesn't, you know, you don't feel great about your existence when you do that. But it's, you know, the truth has got to matter to somebody. You know, there's got to be some respect for that. The facts and the reality, you know, as stated. I mean, I certainly don't want to live a lie intellectually. Like I said, I don't mind living one in my fantasy life, but yeah, I really, you know, the idea of faking my way through a life, you know, with delusions that I, you know, bullshit that I made real. I don't know. You know, or insisting on it being real, I suppose is the, like, why do you need to insist on your your happy fantasies being real. So I really don't think you need to. It's like it's like getting caught up in, food. You don't think about, you can enjoy some food without thinking about where it came from. I mean, when I used to eat meat, I never thought about it. I mean, I didn't, like, every time I had a, a sandwich or something, I didn't sit there and think about the cows and, the pigs and all that kind of stuff. You just ate this shit. So, I mean, you can do that on a personal level. It's just when you're going to talk about what the food is, it's just fair to accurately describe it and be honest and say, yeah, well, even though I don't think about it when I eat it, I do know what this shit is made out of. I mean, I do know it's not, some pretend, magical, that it grows on a tree, or that it doesn't mean anything where it came from. But certainly when you eat it, you don't have to think about it. And you can do that with sex and a lot of things. You can get caught up in the romance of it. Put on some music and some candlelight and whatever, and live a lie. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think there is something wrong with preaching lies. Preaching a description. If you're going to describe reality to other people or try to tell them what you think, then it should be some kind of honest statement about what you think. And there's so many people who are so dishonest. I mean, we know these religious people don't believe what they're telling people. They tell people to have faith and do this shit, and they don't do that shit. And they're just doing it because they think, it's not like do as I do, it's, do as I say kind of shit. And, that only works, again, when you're honest. When you're honest, you say something like, look, I'm a heroin addict. Don't be a heroin addict. It never did me any good. It's like I'm a cigarette smoker, to my core. Love cigarettes. But I never tell somebody, oh yeah, smoke cigarettes, a good idea. No, I tell them exactly the opposite. Don't smoke cigarettes, bad idea. Don't start, and you don't have a problem. Because these things can own you. So I mean, I could be totally hypocritical in the limited sense of my personal capacities aren't the same as my what I'm personally capable of living up to, but I'm certainly capable of understanding what the right thing to do is, and I'm certainly perfectly capable of honestly telling somebody, well, look, I can't do it because I suck, but you can because you don't suck, and that we can do. We can, tell people that we're not everything we'd like to be, and we've fallen short, and we'd like you to do better than us. And that would be really quite good if you did that. You did better than we did. Something like that. Yeah. Well, still isn't correct, but I like it better than I did when I started. So, I have improved it, I believe. And I guess that's all you try to do each time you touch something. Try to make it a little better. Where am I going with this now? Maybe I'll try to do something with this, with the hair thing, but you need I need a big monster. I don't have any good brushes for that. You need kind of like a brush that can hold a lot of paint, but you don't want one that's too big. Then it doesn't make hair, it makes kind of some other shit. That's too big. It's too big. Let me try this next sizey. See what that does. Probably too big though. Alright, well, water's just going to dilute everything. That means everything's not going to stick very well. Just be dry, like invisible. But that's okay. So, let's see, summing up. I think I'll sum up. I don't really have to sum up. So, I guess I should just put in like brown hair for now. Then I can put lighter hair on top. Maybe I'll do that. Browns. Maybe I should put in some green hair. And maybe I'll do this side going up. Yeah, that's not terrible. I can live with that. Well, I think I can. So, yeah. That's what I need to do some more, squishes like, yeah, give it some crookedy-uckety. Yeah. I can't do too many of those. Then it looks like you're forcing the crookedness. It's all forced crookedness. It's not genuine crookedness. He's faking the crookedness. I haven't finished the face, so I probably shouldn't be doing the hair till I finish the face. But I'm just tired of doing the face, so I'm going to do hair. Probably should do a section at a time, because you got to be careful of. What do we got to be careful of? You got to be careful of something. Yeah, you can't have too much of a pattern. That's for sure. And then you got to have sections that are like a bunch of one kind of thing, and then some other kind of thing, and then some other kind of thing, and then some other thing. All right. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, so yeah, alright, it's really interesting. We have brains, so yeah, these brains do make us interesting. But you just can't take that too seriously, because you know why we have them. Back to the evolution again, it's just a tool, to make us capable of, navigating the world, and that's all the game is. And, it would be nice if it was about something else, but it's not. I don't hate that. Lots of split ends I'll put in later. Where was I? Yeah, so, whether we're part of the universe doing this, and we're all made out of star energy, and all that's really nice and, la la la, kind of happy talk. But the biological, the bacterium origins is just too overwhelming. It's too much a part of what we are. We're too, it's just too, it's the I hate to say it that way, but it is the only game. It's all the game that's being played. It's just a silly replicating molecule, and we can aggrandize the story and make it into a fancier fairy tale. But isn't that the grossest insult to intelligence? To sit there and say it's okay you're satisfied with living a lie. You're satisfied with the lie. Why should we be satisfied with a lie? That's just the ultimate insult to the very thing you're saying makes us, worthy of even having a conversation about the possibility that we might be meaningful. Well, we can't possibly might be meaningful if we have to resort to lies to find the might be meaningful part. If we have to lie to find the might be meaningful, I think you've already lost the game. Then I think that's the definition of failure. To say it's we're going to sacrifice or compromise the truth because it makes us capable of reaching some sort of greater potential. But greater potential to do what? I guess if the potential was there, number one. You know, I guess if there was something you could accomplish that, you know, beyond the visceral, you know, beyond the parts that are the most important are the parts that are the crudest. You know, the sensation of victory and accomplishment and love and, or, you know, overcoming, what's the word for that when you know, actualization. You know, the crude actualization of the crude desires are pretty much the greatest pleasures there are these visceral ones where, you know, you smite the enemy, you know, you win. You know, we do feed on a pretty crude palate, and you know, that's the sad truth, is that's the, you know, it'd be nice if we were playing for something better than that, but we're not. And if we could demonstrate something better, then I could sit there and see indulging in some sort of, well, maybe we'll just fake it for a while, we can make it real. But you can't make it any realer. I don't think I wanted to mess that one up, actually. I like those. I like the stripiness in there. Well, that isn't. Not accurate. It's not an accurate neckline, but I'll work on that. I should work on it. Yeah, it's going to need some work. That's for sure. Figure out where to put my shoulders and such. Oh, that's I'm saying that. That's getting better. Now I'm seeing it. I'm seeing something here. This might be a painting. This might come back. It might actually come back and do something. You know, especially with some more color and you know, some work on that. A little more work on the face. We might have a painting here. Yeah. Maybe so. Anyway, yeah, hopefully dospook won't have a problem with me painting his painting. I mean, I think it would just be interesting to do. I mean, old fans seems to think there's something obnoxious in painting another artist's paintings, you know, even in some sort of modified form. I don't think so. I don't see it anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about it unless somebody complains horribly. Yeah, somebody who matters has to complain horribly, or I'll do whatever the fuck I want, sort of. Might be too much of a light spot there. Gotta get rid of some of that stuff. Yeah, so maybe we'll just call this a day and say, this isn't terrible. I can live with this. Yeah, I could do this for all day. I like this hair thing. Maybe I'll just do hair. Really. Yeah, I just don't hate this. So, yeah, like, well, I'm going to have to make another one of these videos. I didn't know where to put them either, so that's the other problem. I know these are going to be like waste videos. But I figure, you know, I'll put them on the inmendham channel, and people just, I'm going to label it art video, and, or something. Art talk, I don't know, something like that. And, but yeah, it is irritating. People get pissed off because a couple of your videos show up in their inbox and it's, oh, you put too many videos in you made too many videos. You know, fuck you. Well, it's just stupid. Things people complain about. You know, you insult their favorite movie and they get all bent out of shape. You just can't, you know. People really are a pain in the ass. Anyway, I don't hate this near as much as I did. So anyway, I think we've made enough progress. I don't know if you can still see that even. Is that camera right at all? Doesn't look right. Well, it's in there. I think it'll be good enough. I think it will. So that'll be it. see how it goes. In other news, yeah, any assholes are still here. Coughlin made a rather long video talking about some kind of shit. You know, just a voiceover kind of thing. You know, I guess he does a podcast or something. But anyway, he put it on YouTube. And, yeah, Coughlin is funny with the technology. Because I don't know what kind of microphone, I don't know what he was doing. Was he washing the dishes or walking or talking? I don't know, there's a lot of weird noises going on. So, I don't know. It was funny. Just for that alone. That's my cheap way of not having to put new paint out later. Just to try to cover the paint with another plate. I really have become horrifically lazy. You know, any shortcut will do. You know, just it's the shortest, sloppiest way of getting something done. That's where I'm going. So anyway, which is just really a bad habit. Got my back too. I need a higher easel, so I have to raise this up to here or something. And that would be better for me. I don't know why I got this too short. Do you have a theory? Why did I make it too short? Because when I folded out, it should be even shorter. Maybe it was bigger canvases. I don't know. But I guess I could just put a hook here or something. Hook it on there. Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah. Alright, that's what I'll do. Yeah, so I'll make things a little... I won't be having to do this. Well, I don't know, maybe it's better. Maybe I was thinking it's better when you're looking down at it. Yeah, for some reason. I think that works. For some reason, looking down at paintings does sometimes allow you to see things you wouldn't see. You know, flaws and such. So anyway, enough. Till next time, and such.